How y'all doing? Welcome to the HeelFace podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Optimus.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Optimus. Shout out to my brother Optimus. I'm your other co-host, King Lee. I go by King Lee.
You feel me? We getting ready for this historic WrestleMania event. This gonna be a big ass event. You
Yeah,
feel me?
man.
WrestleMania 41, man. Crazy. And this is the intro episode, feel me? So we just wanted to, we wanted to get on here, talk about the event, let y'all know what we're gonna be talking about on this podcast moving forward. Feel me? So, let's get into it. Let's
Is
let's get
is
into
this
it.
is this 41 or 42?
This is 41. Yeah, WrestleMania
41.
41.
All
Yep.
right. All right, man. Well, like he said, he is Optimus. You know what I mean? I'm King Lee. Let's start off. Letting them know. Why you watch wrestling, bro? Specifically WWE. But why are you a fan? How long have you been a fan? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did you first start watching? You know, when did you first start watching as a kid? When did you stop? Because we all had that period. Most of us had that period where at some point in life we kind of stopped watching. But then obviously we both grown as men now. And, when did you get back into it? Like, what age did you get back into it? And why are you a fan now as an adult?
Yeah, feel me? So I started watching wrestling, man, honestly, man, some of my earliest memories is watching wrestling, and not just WWF. Watching ECW, WCW, like all them. Like, man, the two people that really got me into it was Stone Cold and Sting. Like those are two of them cats that I just really, man, everything
That's
about them.
that's crazy you say that because like it's the same thing for me. Like, when I first started watching wrestling, it was WCW. My grandpa was a big wrestling fan. And he watched WCW and WWF and all that. But yeah, when I first started watching it was WCW. But it's funny you say Sting because the ones that stood out to me at first when I first started watching wrestling WCW was Sting and Goldberg.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, go ahead though.
Yeah, nah, I love Goldberg. Goldberg was for sure one of them ones, but Sting, man. Sting and Stone Cold just had them energies where they just pulled you in. Like they they captivated the screen so much, and that's all you was looking for. And with Stone Cold, it was really more of a, all right, yeah, you finna see some turned up shit when Stone Cold hit the screen. Like something
Yeah,
finna be turned up.
yeah.
And man, cause all my brothers, like all like they would always go to WWF events. They would go to the live events, and it would just be it would just hearing the stories of the wrestlers from their era and all that type of shit. Like it just really made me fall in love, and then doing the moves at home with all my brothers, like doing our makeshift wrestling matches at home on the couches in the living room, like in our bedrooms. Like the shit was just dope. But it did come to a time because I came up watching all kinds of sports. And we was real big on wrestling. We was real big on the WWF. We was real big on UFC too, like early stages of the UFC. So like man, we was there came to a point to where I started, well, wrestling for me just kind of started getting a little bit more lackadaisical. It didn't have that pizzazz no more for me. So I had a long hiatus of really not watching. I think that started around like 2007. I really stopped. I really fell off of them and was more focused on because it was a real hype for UFC. Still followed a little bit here and there on the WWE side, and I came back. I came back for a short period of time during like 2012, and then fell off again, and then really it was like, shoot, it was really once we got relinked back up, I really started falling more heavy back into the WWE, and you really put me back onto that love, and now I can share that love with my sons. And my oldest son, he man, anytime he see Roman hit the screen, he tossing up a one, and
Yeah,
it's dope.
shout out to my nephew, man. Shout out to nephew. You know who Tribal Chief is.
Yeah, feel me? And whenever he see Cody hit the screen, as soon he knows exactly when to do it. Cody will come out, he'll hit pound the ground, and then bam, toss out the arms with him.
Okay,
And
okay.
he know how to do the yee, all that type. You feel me? Like,
So you, so
and
you, so you took like, so you took like a 10-year hiatus, pretty much.
yeah, took
So,
like
cause
a 10-year hiatus.
you said you stopped watching like 2007, which is around the time when I stopped watching too. Like, I stopped watching probably like the summer going to my freshman year of high school. So that was probably like, I mean, I'm telling my age,
2007.
I ain't tripping, but
Yeah,
probably like, yeah, my freshman year of high school was 2007. So yeah, I mean, I'm telling my age, but it's all good. But real 90s baby. But yeah, that's around the same time I stopped watching. And but yeah, you took a 10-year hiatus, whereas to me, I I started watching again probably like 2014. I started watching again around the time, like a few months before the Shield had their rivalry with Evolution, which was
Mhm.
legendary. If you know, you know, legendary rivalry. But I started watching again like a few months right before Evolution and the Shield started their rivalry. So if you know, you know. That's around like 2014, if I'm not mistaken. So I took like a 6.5, 7 year gap to stop watching. Um, but shit, me, I started like we said, I started watching around the WCW days, like Sting, Goldberg, La Parka, uh, Buff Bagwell, Bam Bam Bigelow, um,
Bam.
Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, um, Taz, uh, bro, just all these dudes, bro, all these dudes. My grandpa used to watch WCW, and I just watch, and I watch it with him. I used to watch TV with my grandpa a lot, so wrestling is one of the things that I watch with him that I actually like. You know, a lot of the shit he watched, I'm like he used to watch shit like Matlock and shit like
Hmm.
that. But in Texas Ranger, what's Chuck Norris?
Walker and Texas Ranger.
Yeah, he used to watch that shit
Yeah.
a lot too. That was his shit. But yeah, rest in peace, my grandpa. But he used to watch
R.I.P.
wrestling. I
R.I.P.
love WCW. But so I started watching around those days, and I was just watching consistently over the years, bro. Just a big fan of from that time up until 2006, 2007. When I stopped watching John Cena, the last thing I remember for real was John Cena still being like on top, like that dude, like pause. But you know what I mean, like. John
Hmm.
Cena was like still that dude, like when I stopped watching, so he was still champ, like as far as I remember. But yeah, man, I got back into it like those Shield days, like right before they had their rivalry with Evolution, which was legendary. Um, but yeah, man, what would you so you say your love for it now, is because of me, obviously me and you, we brothers, you know what I'm saying? You said once me and you got locked in again around that was pretty much like 2017. So 8 years ago. For those who don't know, um, me and Poe, aka Optimus, we been we been friends since we was like 5, 6 years old, and we met when we was like 5, 6 years old. We've been friends ever since. We probably lost touch like we got in like high school, probably like sophomore year of high school, kind of. I was a grade above him, but I would say like somewhere early in high school, we kind of like lost touch and we would run into each other like in random ass places in Antioch and Pittsburgh and shit. And, we would, exchange numbers and shit. What's up with you, bro? It's good. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But, he been friends with my brother. He was friends with my brothers for years and we didn't even put two and two together for real. And, one day, 2017, we just ran into each other. We linked up one time after that. Ever since after that, we started working together. Once we started working together, that's when we became locked in
It
for
was
this
a
shit.
wrap. It was a
Yeah, we
wrap after that.
around 2017, we really became brothers, and naturally, real brothers like real brothers do. You start to indulge in shit that your brother indulges in. You know what I'm saying? You start to like the same shit that your brother likes. And WWE just happened to be one of the things that he caught on to that I was passionate about. And he really like that's like what's crazy. You mentioned UFC. I became more of a UFC fan because of you, right? But I feel like you way more into WWE than I am UFC. And it's like you really like it like as far as fans, it was like this with me and you. Now it's like I'm no more
Yeah.
of a fan than you, like honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been a fan longer, whatever the case. But as far as like the passion and consistency and really being into WWE, like you just as much as a fan as I am. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad though, bro, because honestly, at first it was just me and my sister just being fans. But then she fell off, so I ain't really had nobody to talk to WWE about really. So I'm really blessed that you became such a big fan that you are of WWE because now I got somebody like really on the side of me that is just as passionate about it, just as smart, just as much, knowledge and really into it just as much as I am. So I got somebody with me to, you know, ride and drive, you know what I'm saying? It's dope, man. I had somebody ride with you about something you're so passionate about, man. It's dope. So I'm glad you
Hell
into
yeah.
WWE like that,
Hell yeah. And man, getting back with the WWE and just the timing of it because it's so dope because now my sons will be able to come up on some shit that I came up on.
man.
And I just love it. Like my seeing the way my son's face lights up when we're watching the events and shit, whether it's Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, or any of the pay-per-view events. Man, he just loves it. Or when I go back and watch, older events, and he just loves everything about it. Like he loves seeing Stone Cold just as, like, whenever you hear that glass shatter, oh yeah, he know what
Yeah,
time it is.
yeah,
Like yeah, nah, that's real dope. And man, yeah, nah, having WWE and wrestling back in my life has just been it's been dope because I have all these other sports, and and everything that I've always followed. But having something like WWE is just, man, there's nothing like it. Like I love it.
Yeah. It's just dope to have shit in your life that you enjoy, bro, that you passionate about. I feel like having hobbies and having different passions in your life, that shit help you live longer. That shit give you
Hmm.
something to live for, because you know you got shit to look forward to. Like you got something that you passionate about, you want to see it through as long as you can, as long as you can live, because you got something that you enjoy in life. You know what I'm saying? You wake up every day. I'm not saying you wake up thinking about it, but you know, every single day you thinking about this thing. At some point in your day, you think about it, and you love it, and you passionate about it. You got ideas about it. You got conversations that spark in your mind about it, and you know, I love that. Man. I'm super passionate about it. I hope one day, I know one day that we will reach WWE at some point, and just our passion about it. I think our passion and how serious we are about it, how much of a fan we are about it, we gonna reach WWE one day, man.
And shout out to all the other fans, man. Shout out to all the fans
Shout out to
that
all the crazy ass fans, man.
yeah, shout out to them fans that didn't take the time off. Like y'all are really like the fans that went through every single downtime during, the WWF and the WWE. Like, cause both labels had their downtimes.
Yeah,
And man, y'all are real ones, man. Y'all just every single fan of the wrestling universe, man. Keep doing y'all thing. Keep showing up. Wrestling's at, man, at an incredible point right now. Like, and
hey,
it's so dope.
hey. Speaking of fans, since you brought fans up, speaking of fans, hey, and real quick, shout out to the fact, hey, this was not planned.
Oh yeah, this wasn't planned.
Hey, when we
This
tell y'all
wasn't
this was
planned.
not planned, I just started the decision to wear this shirt last night. So when we got on camera, he the one who noticed that we had on the same fucking shirt. I told him I feel like that was a sign. That's a sign. I don't know what it's a sign of, but hey, that's a sign. You know what I'm saying? A sign of success. I'm feeling like, but you know, this was not planned. Shout out to us for
Yeah, you
having
feel me?
having the great minds to think alike. Shout out to my brother's podcast,
Shout out
Great
to the
Minds Think
bros,
Alike.
man.
Shout out to Great Minds Think Alike podcast. Y'all go check them out on YouTube. But yeah, we did not plan this. That just happened. You know what I'm saying? Just that just happened to happen in a divine way. But like I was
Hey
saying though,
man,
speaking of the fans, you brought up the fans. My bad. Since you brought up the fans, let me ask you this though, real quick before we get into the festivities. When it comes to fans, why do you think the fans from other countries come off, and I'm not saying they are, but it comes off in the crowd when you see the PLEs and we watch these pay-per-views and these shows? Why do you feel like fans overseas and other countries come off so much more passionate and loud and just, you know what I mean? Like they really seem like they in the moment and they just so loud and want to be heard and they so passionate and boisterous in the crowd and just you remember
well, I
that
mean,
crowd in France last year. They
yeah,
had the
nah, I
whole
mean,
camera shaking.
it just goes to, it really just goes to, that's how they are. If you seen major soccer events or or tennis events, even Olympic events. Them overseas crowds, man, they take their sports real serious, man. Not to say that we don't out here in
Yeah,
America, but out there, like they really get into it, and the fans as a whole, I say, work more as a unit, you know, because they have all the chants, they have all that already built into their culture. Like the shit that you were hearing Like just at the overseas events that we were just seeing. That's all things that you hear at big soccer events. Like that, you hear everything that they're saying. Like they're real passionate about sports in general. And to everybody thinking that WWE ain't on some sports, and that, yeah, hey, because you already know what I'm talking about. There's people that sit here and think, oh, these ain't athletes, these ain't this, these ain't
Nah,
nah.
man, wrestling is a sport, man. Wrestling is a
Mm-hmm.
fucking sport.
It is a straight sport, man, and these are incredible athletes, like incredible athletes, every
These
single
du-
one of them.
these dudes get real. These not sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. I ain't mean to say just dudes, but these athletes, these people, these women and men get real injuries. They take real time away from their families. They put real work in. They
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, and soul into this sport, this entertainment. Yeah, it's a entertaining sport, sports and entertainment mixed together, but you can't forget about the sports part. And
Yeah.
and who makes sports? Athletes. And that's what they are. They athletes, man. Like this is real. Like they really getting dropped on mats. They really body slamming each other. They really jumping off of top ropes, jumping off of ladders, landing on each other. They really kicking each other. They really punching each other. Like this is real. Like they really hitting
Mm-hmm.
each other with steel chairs and stairs and really dropping each other on tables and man, all that shit is real. If you don't think so, then you go out there and do all that with one of your average friends, like, and you tell me if it hurt. You tell us if
It's
it hurt.
all it's
You
all
come back to
real deal
HeelFace
shit.
Podcast and tell us if that shit hurt or
Yeah, it's all real shit, man. And I just want to get that point across because it's like these are real athletes, these are real deal athletes. Like they live and breathe this shit every single day, and they're going city to city doing performing in front of it's similar to like NBA players, NFL players, MLB players, similar to NASCAR drivers, UFC fighters. They're putting their bodies on the line for us, for the entertainment of us.
not.
Like, so you have to show the appreciation for these cats, man, because they really are putting everything on the line for what they love to do. And one of the things that they love to do is to bring entertainment to us. Like it's not just some self-satisfaction shit with them. They really are. You can see it in their craft. They really are trying to put their most into what they are doing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a
nah,
fact.
I just wanted to get that point across because there's a lot of people like I tell people like even at work like yeah I watch wrestling, like wrestling will be on in the break room or something, and they wonder why, and some fools will hate, and they'll be like, you really watch this shit? This shit's fake, blah 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 blah. Like, nah, bro, these fools, I really be having to educate these fools. Like, hey, bro, nah, like they really are doing this, they really are doing that. That steel chair that he just went upside bruh's noggin with, he really did that shit.
That's a fact.
Like he
The
had like bro who just got smacked in the back of his shit, just really had to wear that chair.
the only thing fake about wrestling, the only thing fake about it are the storylines, and even some of the time, maybe a little less than half of the time, some of those storylines, you know what I'm saying? They just put it on
Yeah.
screen. But that's the only thing fake about wrestling, WWE, man, it's just the storylines. You know what I'm saying? It's made up, it's scripted. You know what I mean? So, hey, but real quick as a side note, am I supposed to be pressing record on something on my screen?
Nah, did it have record on your screen?
I don't think so.
Nah, you good.
Oh, all right, for sure. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
man.
nah, so,
Go ahead.
but I feel like we should get into the nitty gritty of this shit, man.
For
Cause we
sure.
got a lot of topics to talk about. But before we get into the nitty gritty, just so fools could get a little, a little taste of who we are as wrestling fans. Now, this ain't your Mount Rushmore. I'm not asking for who you think is the greatest of all time and who the top four greatest of all time is. But I want to hear your Mount Rushmore for who your favorite wrestlers are, your top four.
So my so you want me to give you my top four favorite wrestlers,
Yep.
which is weird. We might as well. Why don't we do our top five favorite and then we do collectively our Mount Rushmore?
Oh yeah, yeah, we can do that.
All right. So we'll do our top five favorite wrestlers personally, our top five personally favorite wrestlers, and then we'll collectively do a Mount Rushmore. All right.
Yep, yep.
So my top five is easy. You already know my top five. You want me to go to 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
Let me go 5-1.
All right. So top five favorite wrestlers. At five for me, I'm gonna go with Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Jeff Hardy is at five for me. Um, yeah, man. I love Jeff Hardy ever since like the early '90s. Like a lot of people don't know, the Hardy brothers was actually jobbers in the early '90s. Probably like I want to say like '93, '94. The Hardy brothers was jobbers. Like they was one of those wrestlers like that got threw out there for like let's say when Brian Breaker, uh, Braun Strowman, or Bronson Reed, you know, when they come out, they just throw like just random motherfuckers out there to get their ass whooped. That's what the Hardy Boys was in like the early '90s. But
Hmm.
once they became like the Hardy Boys, I was always a fan of the Hardy Boys. I was a fan of Jeff and Matt equally. Like I was a fan of Jeff and Matt equally, but once Jeff started to break out by himself, it was like, yeah, bro. But anyways, yeah, Jeff Hardy, I love Jeff Hardy, but that's my dog. So Jeff Hardy is at five for me. At number four, I'm gonna go with, in my opinion, the greatest heel of all time, Randy Orton. Um,
Okay.
I got Randy Orton at number four. That's self-explanatory. You don't need to get no details of that. At number three, I'm gonna have to go with the Phenom, the Dead Man, Undertaker. I got Undertaker at number three. At number two, I'm gonna have to go with the Brahma Bull, the People's Champ, the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment, now known as the final boss, The Rock.
And millions.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with The Rock at number two, and then, hey man, if you really know me, man, if you close to me, man, you know who my number one is. You know who my number one is.
come,
Stop playing, bro.
come on
The
now.
same man that's finna become the record breaking 17-time world champ at this WrestleMania at number one, my favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena. Jonathan Felix Cena. That's my favorite wrestler of all time. So that's my top five. Number one, John Cena. Number two, The Rock. Three, Undertaker. Four, Randy Orton. Five, Jeff Hardy. That's my top
Okay,
five.
okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
nah.
brother.
So my number five, I'm gonna have to go with the Big Red Machine. Feel me? Gonna have to go with Kane.
Mm, I respect it.
And Kane, man, just when he was monstrosity personified.
Yeah.
For
Especially when he
that
first
fool,
came on the scene.
yeah, when he first came on the scene, he had full shit. Like
You
he
couldn't even hit
had,
Kane with a fucking chair.
yeah, hey,
It's crazy.
yeah, nah. So number five is Kane. Number four, I'm gonna have to go with Mr. RKO, Randy.
We both
Feel
got
me?
Randy at four?
At four, feel me?
Okay.
and you know that's self-explanatory. You know that move, that RKO, man, he could hit that from anywhere, bro.
Right, right.
Uh, number three, I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna for sure have to throw. I'm gonna for sure have to throw him in there for my son, man. I'm gonna have to chuck up the one for the tribal.
Bro, you got Roman Reigns at 3?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Just because you know my son added so much to that, and you know that's his favorite wrestler, and I gotta throw him at three, man,
I
because
feel you. So it's
he,
kind of sentimental to you a little bit.
yeah, yeah, Roman, the big dog, you know, the tribal chief, OTC, you know,
Head of the
the
table,
the head of the table, the
the
muscle
ruler
of
of
the
the island of
shield.
irrelevancy.
Feel me? You gotta acknowledge that he is one of them ones, man.
Yeah, man. He
And
the one.
and yeah, feel me? So at number two, it's funny because number
I'm.
two and number one are both on the shirt.
You really shocked me with number 3 though, brother. And not to cut you off, but I did not expect Roman Reigns to be at number 3 your all time list. But go ahead though.
Number two, I gotta go with HBK, man. And it was
Okay.
anytime I heard that entrance song, like playing on Nintendo 64 when you be able to create your character, that was always my go to song. Like that was, you know, feel me? That, yeah.
Okay. I
And
respect that.
watching, if you haven't watched, you know, WWE Rivals, go watch that shit, because the one with him and Bret Hart, hey man, that rivalry is fucking legendary,
And I watched that live. I watched that
legendary, man.
rivalry live.
And
Yep.
that match that they had was just, oh, bruh, that was
Classic match.
like nothing else. Like for me, that's the greatest match of all time. That
Damn.
is, yeah, that is like you them two, and then just the how they were after, how HBK was after the match. You know, Sean had told him like, "Hey, nah, get this fool out the ring." Like that just cemented, and that goes to what I was saying, what we were saying before, and what you were saying. Like, hey, some of these storylines is real. Like some of these, like, hey, they really had smoke with each other.
Yeah. And you
Like
gotta
in
respect in that match, like when people if when people in general ask me, when my kids ask me, hey, what's one of the best pure wrestling matches? That Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, that was a pure fucking wrestling match. When you just watch the moves that they did, how they actually built up the match, because the match kind of starts off slow, you know what I mean? But it's like if you respect wrestling, then it's like nah, the match just has to build up, and they really built up the match, like and how exhausted they were by the end of the match, how long they wrestled, because that was a pretty long match. If I remember correctly, that was like a 35, 40 minute match. You know what I mean? So,
they made them do even more, because I think it was an hour match, and I think when they didn't have a for sure winner, the
oh,
crowd
because it
was
was the Iron Man,
chanting.
right?
It was an Iron Man,
Yeah.
and they
So
had
it was
them
an hour match.
continue. Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
they, and
they didn't get
that's
no pins for hella long too. Go ahead though.
for hella long. But that right there cemented Shawn Michaels for me. And then numero uno, come on now, the rattlesnake. You feel me? Stone Cold Steve Austin, formerly stunning Steve Austin. Feel me? He,
You did not have to throw that in there.
I did. I had to throw the knowledge in there, but bro, Stone Cold was he defined a whole era, and he's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of these wrestlers today are in the business that they're in.
Yeah.
He he really is like, for me, there is no one bigger to the story of wrestling than Stone Cold Steve Austin, because him and Rock, but I'm gonna say more Stone Cold, he really, molded the the relationship between wrestling and pop culture. He transformed the whole entire game of wrestling, and he brought it to a point.
Why you say pop
And
culture though?
because pop culture, like, rappers and people where we from, they would talk about wrestling. Like, you feel me? Where we from the 925, we from the Dirty Waters, we from Cocoa County, we from the Bay Area, we from Antioch, Pittsburgh, like that. That's where we hail from.
For sure.
And
Shout out to the 92 Feezy.
yeah, shout out to the 925, man. There were dead man. Sutter Elementary School, going to school. Every motherfucker in that motherfucker, I was walking up to my cousins and stuff. I was walking up to my homies. Everybody was always talking about what Rock and Stone Cold had going on.
Right, because
Like
I'm like, if
it
we
was,
talking about pop culture, I would say I would lean more towards the rap than Stone Cold.
yeah, no, and that's why I was saying the Rock had a big he had a big part in that. Just the thing about Stone Cold was he was the motherfucker that broke them lines. Like he was a little bit more. I would say he more spoke to the streets than The Rock, just because he was that rough, rugged, that thugged out. Like, when he's coming through, he want all the motherfucking smoke.
Hey,
He want
Stone
all
Cold was
that
talking
smoke,
shit. Stone Cold was
talking
talking
shit.
shit. Bro, whether he was a heel or a babyface, he was talking shit in the same kind of tone. It didn't matter whether he was a heel or a babyface. He was talking shit in the same kind of tone. Like Stone Cold, soon as he get on camera, soon as he get the mic, he going at your throat. Pause. But yeah, Stone
And
Cold
to
was definitely
and to
cutthroat.
have and to have that rivalry he had with Vince McMahon, the whole story, the
Yeah,
every single storyline he had with Vince McMahon, you know, that was just so legendary. It was just so legendary.
yeah, man.
Like there was nothing like it. A time to be alive during those times, man. And then, seeing him do his thing, like it's real dope. And his last thing with KO, shout out to KO, feel me? The
Shout
Mad
out.
Panda himself.
Shout out to Kevin Owens, man. My brother Optimus and me, King Lee, man. We wish Kevin Owens a speedy recovery, man. Shout outs and
Yeah.
blessings to you, Kevin Owens. We hope. I don't know, not to speak on his health like that, but it's rumored that he's gonna be out, about 9 to 12 months. So shout out to Kevin Owens, man. You one of our favorite wrestlers since day one.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, KO, man. Shout out to Kevin Owens. We wish you well on a good surgery and a speedy recovery. Can't wait till you get
Yeah,
back, man.
can't wait to have you back, man. And that was, for me, that was special for me to see him and Stone Cold go at it with each other. Like, I love that. I loved every second of that match. I
Yeah, you
just,
did love that though.
yeah, that was
That's your
so special. That, man, that was so special. But yeah, that's my five. You got Kane at five. You got Randy at four. You got Roman at three. HBK at two, and the fucking rattlesnake at one.
yes, sir. That's a hey, that's a hell of a list. And you got a few, you got two, you got like two or three on there I didn't really expect to be on the list, but that's a good list though. I respect that,
Yeah,
man.
feel me?
All right. So now we gotta collectively come up with the our Mount Rushmore, man. Top four.
Top four. Well, I
Gotta
think
do the top four, man. My bad, people. We gotta get some potassium. All right, we gotta do
yeah,
our
nah, so
Mount Rushmore collectively.
yeah, so collectively, can we collectively say the rattlesnakes in the top four?
Definitely.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
I don't want them to see me
And
eating a glizzy.
um
So we got Stone Cold as one spot.
and then well, we're gonna have to put the most electrifying man in entertainment in that also.
Yup, because we got to bring it back to what you were saying earlier. Both The Rock and Stone Cold were like two of the main WWE superstars, WWF at the time. But they were two of the main WWE superstars that helped bring together pop culture slash hip hop culture into WWE. So,
And they
especially for our
backpack that
generation,
shit.
especially for our
They
generation.
backpack, yeah. They for sure
So,
backpack that shit too.
yup, definitely got to say, both The Rock and Stone Cold is on our Mount Rushmore.
And
Um,
we gonna have to say the craziest, of our lifetime craziest heel turn. You gotta throw, thugonomics in there.
oh yeah, Doctor Thugonomics. You got it.
Yeah,
Okay. So we definitely gonna throw Doctor Thugonomics in there. The best rapper in WWE history is not even close. Best rapper in
not even,
WWE history, John Cena.
not even close.
Um, so John
And
Cena
then
get a spot.
another one I'm gonna ask, and I was surprised he wasn't on your list. Is the boss man now?
Triple
I was
H.
surprised. I'm surprised he wasn't on your list.
He's on my. I'm not gonna lie. He okay. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest and tell you where Triple H is in my top list. But this is just his WWE superstars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's number 11. I'm gonna be
Okay,
honest,
I feel that.
but that's just as a WWE superstar. You know what I'm saying? So but that's
Well, I
another.
mean, in my top 10, feel me, I would have him at like, he's outside the top 10.
Yeah,
That's just for my list.
yeah, but we
You
ain't gonna
know,
do the top 10. But he's number 11 on my list though, straight up. But
yeah.
um, as a general Mount Rushmore, we got John Cena, we got The Rock,
Stone
and we got
Cold.
Stone Cold. We only got one more
Uh,
spot. So we got to kind of brainstorm this a little bit. We definitely got Triple H on the table, but then I'm thinking Undertaker.
See, I
I'm th-
was just about to say the Undertaker, just
and with
because.
everything Undertaker doing right now too, he's
Yeah,
super
nah,
hands
I
on
was.
right now.
Yeah, I would definitely agree on the Undertaker, just because, like, bro, great of greats, like you know how I talked about, how I'm always in your ear about all these MMA legends and all that type of shit. For
Right,
me,
right.
and for anybody that's into MMA and into wrestling, bro, Undertaker is the Fedor of wrestling. Just
Mm.
the unspoken, I guess you could say, GOAT. He's just his aura is just so legendary. It's just everything about him is just greatness.
He's your
Like,
favorite WWE superstar's favorite WWE superstar.
yeah.
So he's a
And feel
legend's
me?
legend.
Yeah, and feel me? And if you an MMA cat, and really an MMA cat, and you done did your homework, or you've been watching ever since the beginning, you know about Fedor Emelianenko, the last emperor, man. So that comparison right there, I feel that shit is spot on, because Fedor was, when he walked into a room, all you would hear about is all these MMA legends, all these super badasses talking about how he commanded, like, just his presence commanded respect. And that's what I feel Undertaker, that's why I feel he's deserving of that fourth spot on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, I know there's a bunch
So
of there's endless amount there, other people have other Mount Rushmores, but for us, man, I would say Undertaker would take that last spot, man, because man, talk about, you know, he was there during that time when Rock and Stone Cold was doing their thing. He was there when John Cena was doing his thing. Now he is here during while everybody else is doing their thing. He's real hands on with everybody, and it's just,
yep.
he really is a legend's legend, man. He is like, he really is like a Barry Bonds, man. You know how highly I think of Barry Bonds,
Yeah, man. Undertaker probably didn't have in his career alone 3 or 4 different Hall of Fame careers. Just if you can split his career up into like 4 different parts, and he's a legend in every part.
man.
Um,
Yeah.
so definitely you. Well, I think you've talked me into giving him the 4th spot. So I guess it's looking like here on the HeelFace podcast that our Mount Rushmore, HeelFace Pod, our Mount Rushmore is Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, and John Cena.
Yeah,
Would
no,
you
yeah.
agree?
Yep, yep,
That's our Mount Rushmore then, man. That's what it's looking
yep.
like. Well, I
All right, now
mean,
let's get into the nitty gritty of the upcoming event, because I know we finna be short on time. I'm pretty sure. Uh, and I want to be able to get to this, just so that, once we drop actual episode one, that's when we'll get into the real nitty gritty of really breaking down everything, because episode one is gonna come. We're gonna be talking about what happened at WrestleMania 41. We're gonna have a whole lot to talk about, and we're gonna be able to touch into more detail on the event.
yeah. So basically, just real quick, just to let the people know, this is more of just the introduction to the Hill Face Pod. You know what I mean? This is more just us introducing ourselves and kind of giving out that first little vibe. You know what I mean? Our actual episodes is gonna be us getting into episodes of Raw, episodes of SmackDown, the live events, pay-per-views, any big news that happens throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. And we just also, on top of all that, we talk about different topics from the past, from the present, or anything that we think of in the future. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We get into our top list, our favorite list. We get into trivia, but you know, that's for another time. That's for another time. You want to get into this WrestleMania events though, my brother? Night one.
Yeah. So night one, you got
What
a
match you
few of
want
the
to?
a few of these matches, just because, not saying that they're small matches, but as far as compared to the other matches on the card, we're gonna touch a little bit more into detail on certain matches as opposed to other
Definitely,
ones.
definitely. Let's get it.
So like the Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Who you got winning that?
I mean, I'm going with Ray. You feel me?
I'm going with Ray. I think Ray gonna win that. I think I'm kind of 50-50 on whether I think it'll be a good match or not. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I got Ray winning that though.
You feel me? And I trust Ray. Ray gonna do his thing on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, man.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and then we got Jade versus Naomi. You know, there's a lot of shit that led up to this.
Yeah.
Feel me? This
And I
is
like
this
to
one in the making.
shout out the fact that me and you was one of the people that I mean, a lot of people believed it, but me and you was one of the people early that believed that it was either that it was either Naomi or Bailey that attacked Jade. And
Yeah,
obviously, we know it was Naomi now. Me personally, I'm happy for Naomi because now I feel like this is gonna be Naomi's breakout moment. Whereas a lot of people would think it would be her winning the championships 2 times when she did. Shout out to Naomi, she a 2-time champion. For those who don't know,
hmm,
but a lot of people would think it would be those, but I just feel like when she won those championships, she didn't really get the push or the storylines or the matches that would have propelled her like a championship win would. And I feel like maybe she's one of those people that need a storyline to boost her status, to boost her career. And I feel like this could be it. I feel like Jade and Naomi is gonna have a few, maybe like 3 or 4 matches versus each other.
yep,
But
yep,
yeah,
yep. And see, I'm going with Jade in this one.
okay. Uh, I really ain't thought about this one yet. I think if I was a bet man, though, I think Jade gonna win that match. If I was a bet man, if I
Yeah.
had to put my money on the Storm, you know what I mean?
Which honestly wouldn't surprise me if Naomi won. Just
Yeah,
throwing that out there.
that's what
It
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
surprise me.
I was kind of contemplating it, like I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know, they might give Naomi that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because Jade is gonna be Jade. Jade is gonna be a historical
Yeah,
figure, so she necessarily don't need this win. Naomi kind of need this win more. If we talking about who need the win more, I think Naomi needs it more. But it's not gonna break. It's not gonna break whoever loses. Like, because like I said, they gonna have 3 or 4 matches versus each other. So you know, one of them
yeah,
gonna,
not.
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, we
So
both
then
got
we
Jay
got
winning that one. Go ahead though.
now we got the World Tag Championship match, and we got the War Raiders versus the New Day. Feel me?
I'm not sure how I
Now,
feel about them throwing that on the WrestleMania card. How you feel
yeah,
about that?
no, and it's just because like I don't know, bro. It was kind of like one of them random ones where it was like
Yeah,
I feel like another match could have taken that spot. That's not to take away from either group.
right, right, right. No
Either group,
disrespect.
yeah, no disrespect. Not trying to take away from y'all. I just, I do feel like another match could have been thrown in there.
Yeah,
But big ups to both tag teams. Like that is super dope that y'all get to be on Saturday night, in WrestleMania. That's dope. But
yeah.
I'm gonna go with the New Day, man. Feel me?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the War Raiders, shout out to the New Day, shout out to the War Raiders in particular, because War Raiders came back recently within this last year from both having major injuries. I think they
Hmm.
was like neck related. And, so shout out to the War Raiders. We both fans of War Raiders and the New Day, so it's not saying it like that. But we just feel like with them having a match versus each other the past Monday Night Raw, and then it ended in disqualification. I feel like they could at least added like a stipulation to the match, like no disqualification, tornado tag, or something like that, or like a
Yeah.
tables match or a ladder match. You know what I mean? Like something like just the fact that it's a regular match. I don't know. But yeah, as far as who's the winner, I'm with you. I think the New Day is gonna win that match. I got the New Day winning and becoming, I believe, 12-time tag team champions.
I
I
think it would be
believe,
12.
I believe so. So yeah, shout out to the New Day. Yeah, I think New Day gonna win. So
Yeah, we
all
got
right,
that one. And then we got the U.S. Championship on the line. Feel me? LA Knight versus Jacob, you know what I mean?
yes
Fatu.
sir.
And and shout out Jacob, man. Jacob a real NorCal cat, man.
Hey, shout out to
That
Jacob, man. Shout out to Jacob for being a real Cali kid, man. A real
hey, and
NorCal kid.
that saying right there, man, you know what I mean? That's real influential
Yeah,
where we from. Like we like, a whole we came up during the hyphy era. So feel me,
yeah,
like we really are real 90s babies.
yeah,
So that whole saying that, you know what I mean, that's real big for us, man. To be able to see that reemerge in something that we're super passionate about. Oh man, anytime I hear him say that shit, man, it's just man, bring me back to an incredible time to be alive in the Bay Area, man.
yeah, for sure. We from the 925. Like we said, we from the 925, but we from all over the Bay. Like we spent so much time all over the Bay. Like we really from the Bay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like he
Yes,
said, all
sir.
that gotta mean and you know what I'm talking about, a lot of that sauce that Jacob displays on TV to see our culture specifically on WWE TV is dope for us, man. So shout out to Jacob Fatu. So we got Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. Who you got winning?
I'm going with Jacob, man. I
Yeah,
got I got Jacob, man.
I'm going with the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Fatu. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
feel
right.
me? Got to, man. Got to rock with the NorCal cat, man.
Yeah.
And LA Knight, we fuck with you, man. We really do fuck with you,
Yeah.
man.
We fans of LA Knight too, man. We just feel like this is Jacob's time. And I feel like Jacob is about to have a legendary United States Championship run. I feel like Jacob got a chance to have one of the most historical United States Championship runs ever. Like they got a chance to really make his run special, and really Jacob got the ability to make the United States Championship, bringing back some real status to the championship. Not that LA Knight is not doing that. You know what I'm saying? LA Knight is doing a decent job at making the championship relevant because LA Knight is relevant. But I feel like Jacob can rise the status of the championship and you know just put another notch on his belt, man, another accolade on his belt, man. And I feel like he's gonna
And
remain undefeated. But a lot of you who don't know, Jacob is still undefeated. So ain't
yeah,
nobody pinned Jacob in a one-on-one match. So you know,
yeah, feel me? All right, so now we got the WWE Women's Championship. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. And I think Tiffany gonna retain, man.
I think Tiffany retains.
Yeah, I think Tiffany retains, and they do, build a little bit more on their storyline. This rivalry ain't gonna be over just with this WrestleMania match. Just know
So
that,
you,
like
so you
that.
think they have another match into the next PLE Backlash, basically? Because the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania is Backlash. So you
Yeah,
think
I
they go into
do.
Backlash with it?
Yeah, I do, and I honestly think it might go further than that.
I can see that.
I yeah, I think it's gonna go further than that. Tiffany has came a long way, man. She's doing her thing, and she's developed into like her character and her athleticism. She's really developing on that shit, man. So big ups to Tiffany, big ups to Charlotte too. You're gonna get yours. Don't worry. We already know, like you solidified, man.
Yeah.
And but I do got Tiffany retaining,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
and
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm one of those people. I'm not tired of Charlotte, because I appreciate Charlotte for what she is. Charlotte is one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT of women in WWE, just as far as accolades go. You know what I mean? She might not be
Yeah,
everybody's favorite, but she damn near is top three, if not the GOAT of women in WWE. So I'm not tired of Charlotte because I appreciate Charlotte. I appreciate Charlotte's greatness, but I am kind of tired of Charlotte being champion for now. You know what I mean? She don't really need to be champion. You know what I mean? She's Charlotte, and I feel like
yeah,
this
and that's what
is
I'm saying. She solidified. That's why I say you gonna get yours,
yeah,
but just right now, like this is not to say like that, but it's the new wave. So
yeah. I feel like a win. I feel like a win for Tiffany over Charlotte at WrestleMania would really put Tiffany over whatever hump she is in everybody's mind. So
hmm
yeah, man. I got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. We both got Tiffany retaining. What's the next match,
and then
man? What we got?
we got Mr. Yeet himself, Jey Uso, versus the technical mastermind Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeet.
You feel me? Yeet. And oh man,
I,
hey Jay, you my dog, bruh. You my dog. Like, and
don't
that's
say what I think you about to say.
see, I'm not though, and that's why I'm gonna say Jay is gonna win this match.
You think you got Jay winning?
I got Jay winning this match, even though you are going up against a super powerhouse. Like, bro, everybody should know by now, and if you don't, Gunther one of them ones.
Yeah. Gunther's a one
Gunther
on
one of
one.
them. Yeah, like, hey, he is really a student and a master of the class, man. Like he does everything so well. There's not one thing that he doesn't do well. Like
Yeah.
he really
Gunther,
is.
go ahead, go ahead.
He's one of them guys, man. He's one of them true powerhouses that we have in the WWE today.
Gunther has no weakness, bro. Like Gunther is one of those once in a lifetime wrestlers. Like Gunther is one of those WWE superstars where when your kids ask, when your brothers, sisters, people around you, whoever is asking, when those people ask, man, who are some of the true wrestlers that's ever stepped foot in WWE? Gunther is gonna be one of those people that you mentioned. Like Gunther is a
Mhm.
pure, straight up wrestler, like a wrestling machine. Like Gunther is a real wrestling machine. Like he's a true wrestler, pure wrestler. He one of those ones you show your kids, like, hey, you want to see a WWE superstar be a real wrestler? Watch Gunther.
Yeah,
He one of
nah.
those
So
ones.
yeah, I got Jay winning this match, man, and it'll be a big fucking moment, man. And cause they got a little something. Jay and Gunther, they got a little something with each other. So I do think Jay takes this one, man.
So I was 60-40, 60 being Gunther, 40 being Jay. I was 60-40 on who I think was gonna win the match, but after what happened between Jay, Jimmy, and Gunther, and then Jay coming out and doing that promo the following week, it made me feel like it made me lean more 70-30 towards Jay. So I was like, okay, with basically what they did involving Jimmy and the family and they talking about each other mothers and shit like that, like them just being real personal and just disrespectful with each other and just real personal now. Because before it was kind of purely just about the world heavyweight title, but now they made it like super personal. You know what I mean? So it's literally like blood being spilled about it now. So um, once they brought all that into the storyline, it made me lean more towards Jay winning. So yeah, Gunther versus Jay for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. I got Jay winning. I think Jay gonna win it. But I think he
Yeah,
gonna have a short title run though. I think he only gonna be champ for
yeah,
like 2, 3 months, maybe.
yeah. I think Gunther snatches that thing right back.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think Gunther get that shit right back. Probably at like
Yeah,
maybe the next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after that. Like maybe they let Jay defend the title once and then, but maybe it won't be versus Gunther. Like I feel like maybe Jay will defend it against Sammy or something like that, right? And then he
yeah,
wins. And then after that, Gunther makes his return. And then at the whatever pay per view or whatever the case, wherever they had a match at, Gunther get that shit back.
yeah. All right, so now, whew,
The main
this
event.
the main event, and this is, bro. If y'all haven't seen the build up, or you didn't just see the new promo that they just dropped for this match, there's a lot going into this, man. There's a lot riding on this, a whole lot of personal shit built into this triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and Roman OTC Reigns.
This match is really like 14, 15 years in the making, storyline
Yeah,
wise. This is
like
crazy.
this this is a masterpiece that's about to unfold in front of all of our eyes. Like this
This
is something that has been building for years.
14, 15 years. This is probably the biggest triple threat match in WrestleMania history,
Like
for
man,
sure.
and there's so much emotion built into this with Seth. Ever since CM Punk came back, Seth been on his motherfucking neck.
Yeah.
And you
Seth,
know,
Seth been real
obvious
consistent in his hate for CM Punk.
and obviously you got the hate between Roman and Seth. Like that's self-explanatory. If you seen the Shield turn, hey, if you haven't, go peep it out. Like,
Yeah.
that right there. And then you got the where it all comes full circle. Now you got Paul Heyman in CM's corner.
Yeah.
And if you just seen what happened on Monday Night Raw, like this is real, it's real spunky in the field right now for them, man. And oh man, this is gonna be a special
And
match,
you know
man.
what?
That
And you know what? I don't really think it's so much personal for CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I feel like the the problem and the animosity between CM Punk and Roman Reigns is more so of just two alpha males bumping into each other.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really think they have real hatred for each other. I think with them it's just more like they just two alpha males and both of them can't be in the same place at the same time. They can't coexist like that. They too much of it's too much
And feel
alpha
me?
maleness going on.
And I'm gonna throw in this is gonna be a real this is gonna be a real, analogy right here. This is like, feel me, I'm a student of a movie game, I'm a student of a whole bunch of other shit. If you seen Jurassic Park 3, this is like when the Spinosaurus and the T Rex, had they fight at the beginning of the movie, man. This is two alphas entering each other's territory and being in the same space at the same time. They just can't be there. You saw when CM Punk helped Roman in the bloodline at War Games. You could see them two alphas. They just it's not something that's always gonna work in the best interest. But in this case, now they're going up against each other, and you have another alpha in Seth Rollins.
Right. And you
This is
know it's
something that
and you know it's rumored that they planning Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at the next SummerSlam. So
Yeah,
this rivalry
and
is gonna over the next few months is gonna continue to get heated between CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
now with you saying that, now you remember Paul Heyman don't just owe CM Punk this favor. He owes
He
Seth Rollins a
he
favor
owes
now
Seth
too.
Rollins a favor, and I know what you thinking. I know what you thinking that favor might be.
That favor, see now I don't think the favor comes into play in this particular match. I think this favor gonna come into play a little bit more down the line.
I think it does. I think that's gonna be their chance to make the whole Seth Rollins being a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, and see, I've went back and forth on this ever since Seth Rollins told him, "Now you owe me a favor."
Right,
So you know, and I feel it from Roman's side. On Monday Night Raw, he's like, "Bro, how is it that I gotta pay the toll on your favor?
right,
Like Paul Heyman, you my guy. Like you supposed to be my wise man, and then
right.
you
Like, why does
you
your
gonna
favor
tell
have to include something to do with me?
you gonna tell the tribal chief in front of the millions that that you gotta honor this bullshit ass favor,
Come on, man.
and we had to wait all this time just for something that we already pretty much figured out. Like it was gonna be like as soon as he had said, as soon as they were signing the contracts, that yeah, this ain't my favor that I was owed.
Yeah,
I had already knew, like, oh yeah, this got something to do with Paul Heyman going to be with this fool.
yeah. See, I didn't really think it was that yet necessarily. I really didn't know what it was after he said that. I was still kind of pondering that shit. Like, damn, what the fuck is the favor? Like, but when he said what the favor was, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was one of those
Yeah,
people. I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, and I was really hoping it was finna be something else, like something a little less diabolical on the CM side. Like I was wishing it was gonna be a little bit more something like obvious, like nah, I want the title, like something like
Yeah,
that. Like
just automatically put me in a title match or something like that.
yeah, but then you gon' snatch or tons of fun from fucking Roman Reigns,
Yeah,
like Paul, man, you got some splaining to do. You
and
got some splaining to do.
yeah. So I feel like okay. So Here's how I'm gonna answer this question. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, main event, night one, WrestleMania. Here's how I'm gonna answer the question: who I think is gonna win? If if Paul Heyman takes the heel turn and he turns on CM Punk and Roman and gets with Seth, I think Seth wins. If that doesn't happen and the match kind of just goes how it goes naturally between the three, I'm going with OTC.
Yes, sir. And see, that's what I was gonna say. I don't. There is probably a version where CM Punk wins this, but I don't. I don't see it because now you got your favor. You got your win. You got your
Right,
favor.
right,
So I don't see.
and CM Punk does already have a signature win so far. He beat Seth Rollins in a debut of Netflix. One of the biggest
Yeah,
Monday Night Raws in WWE history. CM Punk won. So,
yeah, and number wise, the biggest.
right,
So, so like CM, you got yours already. You got your favors. They made you a main eventer. Like Roman made that happen.
right.
Like, and you already acknowledged him as your tribal chief. That's cool. But then you took his wise man. That's your win. That's your win right there. If you was
Right.
gonna get a win over Roman, that's your win over Roman.
Let's not
And
forget
that's
his
where that
big
shit.
win at Hell in a Cell over Drew McIntyre. That was huge too.
Yeah, that was huge too. Hey, a bloody match, but
That
hey,
was huge.
bruh.
That was almost equivalent to like a mid card championship.
So, bro, I do got the OTC, the head of the table, the leader of the bloodline. Feel me? Chucking them ones up. But if it's not him, it's gonna be Seth.
Yeah.
And Seth, you know what? I could see that signature curb stomp to CM Punk and to solidify the match on Seth's side. But on Roman's side, you know what? I see it going both ways. If Roman wins the match, it's against CM Punk also. I think
So you
Roman
think
hits
CM Punk
CM.
is the one to get pinned in this match regardless?
I think CM Punk is the one to get pinned regardless.
Regardless, I think the one who not getting pinned is Roman.
Yeah, I don't see Roman getting pinned.
That's the one who not getting pinned for sure.
Yeah, so if one person ain't getting pinned, it's that one. It's
So
that
yeah.
one. The tribal motherfucking chief is the one that ain't getting fucking pinned.
So yeah, man. Seth versus Roman versus CM. If Seth wins, it's because Paul Heyman does the heel turn, and Seth is gonna become a Paul Heyman guy. If that doesn't happen, the OTC Roman Reigns is gonna win this triple threat, the biggest triple threat in WrestleMania history. All right.
Yep.
So night two, man.
On to night two.
I got you on night two, man. All right. So let's start off. AJ, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Who
I'm
you
going
got?
AJ. Going with AJ. The weird part, everything in his hair, yeah. I'm going with AJ. The phenomenal one.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm 50-50 on this match, and
See, now I was 50-50 on this just because it's Logan Paul. Now, with this being said, I'm a little bit higher on Logan Paul than my brother is.
yeah,
And that's just because, Logan Paul has all the gifts to be a great wrestler. And he already came in like he was built in as a heel. Motherfuckers don't like the Pauls. Like, I particularly don't like the Pauls. But for this one, man, I gotta go with AJ, man. For the culture of the WWE, man, I gotta go with AJ.
yeah. This is why I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say AJ is gonna win, but the reason I'm gonna say AJ is gonna win is because I feel like AJ might be on his way out. He might only have a year or two left because it was rumored that before he got injured last year with that ankle injury, I think it was a match he was having with the Miz. He hurt his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was saying it was rumors, just rumors. I'm not saying this to be fact. It was rumored that he was most likely on his farewell tour. So he was only going to be wrestling for like another 6 to 8 months, you know what I mean, before he got hurt. So I'm thinking, well, now that he's back and he's healthy, he'll probably wrestle for like another year or two, maybe. So I'm thinking they'll give AJ this WrestleMania win. Not give it to him like that, just hand it to him. But what I'm saying is I feel like they'll bless him with a WrestleMania win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he got a year or two left. Logan Paul doesn't necessarily need this WrestleMania win. Logan Paul already got two WrestleMania wins. Remember, he got
Mm-hmm.
one with he tagged with the Miz versus the Mysterios. I think Logan and Miz won, and then you got the match where at WrestleMania where he faced Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in that triple threat match, and he retained
Yep.
United States
Mm-hmm.
Championship. So he got big WrestleMania wins. He doesn't necessarily need this WrestleMania win. So I think it'll make more sense if AJ wins this match. But I will say I wouldn't be surprised if Logan Paul wins this match. but I got
Yeah,
AJ winning
man.
it.
Yep, I got AJ also.
All right, next match. Next match, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Bailey for the women's tag team championships. Who you got? I think Liv and Raquel retain.
Yeah, yeah, I got Liv and Raquel retaining.
It don't make much sense to me for the team itself don't really make much sense to me, but it doesn't make it makes less sense to me that Bailey and Lyra would become tag team champions. So I got Liv and Raquel retaining.
Yep, I do too. I'm aligned
Okay.
with that.
Okay. So next match we got Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. Who you got?
Oh, oh.
Must be some
Feel me?
dogs barking. There's gonna be
Feel
some
me?
dogs barking in Vegas.
Feel me? Hey, them dogs is finna be out there, man, and feel me that hyper athletic Braun Breaker. Yeah, man, I got him winning. It's either him or Penta. To be honest, it's either him or Penta that I got winning.
See, for me, bro, I got either Braun Breaker or Finn Balor winning. I think
Okay,
it's a
okay.
good. I think it's a good chance Finn Balor wins this match, bro. Like, I think it's a good chance Finn wins. But yeah, if Finn don't win it, then I got Braun retaining.
Now, Trip, if Dominic somehow win this,
Yeah.
we gonna have to talk, bro. We gonna have to
Now
talk.
it's rumored. Now it's rumored that a new member that's gonna join the Judgment Day is gonna enter in that match, and they gonna obviously get involved in a match, and probably fuck over Finn Balor
Then,
and one of the
yeah,
other competitors, specifically Finn Balor. It's rumored that a new member of the Judgment Day is gonna come in, attack Finn Balor, help Dominic win the championship, and that's gonna set Finn Balor to be kicked out of the Judgment Day, and he's gonna be on his own. That way, he can start his process of him getting his push, because it was you know there's been talks of Finn Balor having a big 2025, so that can be the start of it. Him getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, even though he would lose the Intercontinental title, but I'm pretty sure they would have him be the one to take it from Dominic. You know what I mean?
yeah, nah. But yeah, nah. I got Braun.
All
I
right.
got Braun winning that, and if it's not Braun, it's gonna be Penta.
Yeah, so I got Finn winning that fatal four-way match. If not Finn, then Braun Breaker. All right.
Okay.
So next up, we got, which is this is probably the second most match I'm looking forward to at WrestleMania. Me personally, you got Damian Priest versus
Oh, the
Drew
Sin City
McIntyre
street fight.
in a Sin City street fight. I think that
Yes,
match can steal the
sir.
whole show. But who you got winning that match, brother?
I got Damian winning.
I got Damian winning that match too.
Yeah, I got
I think
Damian
Damian
winning.
need I think Damian need to win more. I think he needs it more than Drew.
Yeah, and Drew, that's not to knock you, man, but you feel me? I got Damian winning, and they got him on the same night as the Judgment Day.
Right.
Feel me? I got Damian winning, man.
Yeah, and plus it's a street fight, and they
Mm-hmm.
always try to keep this, street persona for Damian Priest, because he's from the streets, you know what I mean? He's from New York. So they try to keep this, semi street persona about Damian Priest. So I feel like they would kind of try to keep that going with him having a signature win in a street fight at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. So I
Mm-hmm.
got Damian Priest beating Drew McIntyre in a street fight. Um, okay, next up we got we got We got Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Who you got winning? This is a tough one. I've been thinking about this one. This is a tough one. I'm still not 100% sure, but this is a tough one. I got Bianca winning though, but I'm not 100% sure.
I want Bianca to win, but I think Io retains.
You think Io retains? I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
blame
I
you.
think Io retains, and Rhea,
Rhea, I love you.
Rhea, like,
Rhea, I love you.
see, that's the thing. Rhea and Bianca really don't.
Rhea, I love you.
They really don't need the win because they're always gonna be the top of the top. Like
For sure.
we talked about this about a week ago, and you know, Io Io's doing her thing, man, and I think she retains. And if it's not her, then I got Bianca winning.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah, no, I
mine's
got
is pretty
Io winning.
much okay. Mine's is pretty much the reverse of yours. I got Bianca winning the match, but if Bianca doesn't win, my second choice would be Io retaining for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So the main event of night two, WrestleMania, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and for a lot of people considered the GOAT, John Cena. Will he become 17-time record-breaking World Heavyweight Championship? John Cena versus Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes. Who you got?
I got John Cena.
I got John Cena too.
One of the most incredible heel turns ever.
The biggest heel turn in WWE history.
Yeah, the
The
biggest,
biggest,
man.
most unexpected heel turn in WWE history.
Feel me? You feel me? So yeah, I got John Cena. Feel me? Going for that 17, that Devontae Adams,
Mm,
and
yeah, man. Also, you know what's crazy is I also got John having a short title run too. I think John only champed for like 2 or 3 months too.
yeah. And with that being said, for the next episode, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have some. You know, if it all play out like how we think this is gonna play out, I'm gonna have some. You know, I don't think it'll be Cody to get that belt back from him.
I haven't thought that far. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thinking it's Randy, but
They
I haven't
that's
thought
one
that
of
far
them.
ahead though. I just know John is gonna win.
That's
I
one of
just
them
know
thoughts, man. That's one.
I got John becoming a 17-time world champion. That's all I know.
Yeah, feel me? So yeah, nah, we in full agreement on that one. I got John winning this, and I also don't think he'll hold the belt for very long.
And one more match, just to touch on one more match before we get off. To touch on one more match, we got a championship match um tomorrow night, Friday night SmackDown. The Street Profits versus the Machine Guns, Motor City Machine Guns. Shout out to the Motor City Machine Guns. Shout out to the Street Profits. Shout out to Montez. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy
Cheers,
Dawkins. Um,
fellow
Motor City
Dawkins.
Machine Guns versus Street Profits for the tag team championships. Who you got? I got the Street Profits winning,
Yeah, I got
retaining.
the Street Profits
You know what I'm
retaining.
saying?
Feel me? Doing a thug thizzle. You feel
You
me?
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I got them retaining, man. And shout out to Tez, man. They need to push you a whole lot more than they pushing you, man.
Shout out to Tez. I think Tez is gonna get his. I think Montez Ford is gonna get his singles push all in right time. And I think. Hey, remember I told you, bro, last year. I said, bro, they gonna give the Street Profits one more run, one more solid run with the tag team championships. After that, that's when they gonna start to figure out how they gonna divide the team. And you know what I'm saying? They're gonna push Tez for his singles reign, bro. Every real WWE fan knows that Montez Ford's singles push is inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yep.
He too much of a superstar to be a tag team specialist his whole career. Montez Ford singles push is inevitable, and he a superstar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. If it's not nothing else you got for our people, you know what I'm saying? That was our intro. We got into introduction. We got a little bit into ourselves. We got into WrestleMania night one and night two. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you got, my brother?
Just hey, for all the people that's gonna see this, and for all the people that's gonna start with us, man, be ready. Be ready.
Be ready,
Cause
man. This is history for us.
we we are, we we setting out to be the premier wrestling podcast, man. Where you want to hear that real shit talk, feel me? Come to HeelFace, man.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of us doing this show, man. We wanted to do a show first of all because we passionate about WWE. We passionate about Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, all the PLEs, the WWE superstars. We just love the culture, man. We love WWE, and we want nothing more than to be a part of it in some way, somehow. And we want to be a part of putting out the content. We want to be a part of pushing the WWE culture forward, and we just want to be a part of WWE, man. And we are our goal is just to put out a different perspective of WWE. You know, we don't have too many shows. We don't see too much content from people like us speaking on WWE, and that's our point. You know what I mean? We wanna push WWE from the perspective of our eyes and how we see it from people like us. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to WWE, man. Shout out to 925. We are your hosts. I'm King Lee. I go by King Lee,
Yes.
man. My brother Optimus.
Feel me? And thank you for tuning in to this intro episode, man. Episode one gonna be coming very soon, man. So be
Yes,
ready
sir.
for that.
We gonna see y'all episode one after WrestleMania, man. This is just introduction, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm King Lee. That's Optimus. It's just the intro introduction. We'll see y'all after WrestleMania.
Sure.